Hey guys, I'm Dwayne Cathey, and I'm the sound engineer on Halloween night. First movie I ever saw actually was a double feature. It was Zombie and An American Werewolf in London. And American Werewolf in London changed my life. I wanted to be a creature effects artist, and that just never happened. So music was the second thing I went to. I always wanted to just kind of figure out how they did all the sound effects and try to emulate all those little scores they did at home on piano. I'd learn different things from John Carpenter, like the Halloween theme. My grandmother had a piano and an organ in the back room, and while my family was watching football on Sundays, I'd be in the back playing piano or the organ or trying to learn different songs in the church book that she had, because I knew all those church songs. Didn't really go to church, but I knew all the songs, so I just sat back there while they were watching football on Sundays and play keyboards. Pretty much my entire growing up was in a theater, especially during the day. The first John Carpenter movie I ever saw was Halloween, of course, and I remember learning that. Back then I was probably 10, maybe, like 9 or 10. And I remember my mom coming back there and she asked me, why am I playing scary music? And she knew exactly what it was, because she's the one that took me to see An American Werewolf in London. She would take me to the movies all the time, her and my uncle. So, and then the movies kind of became my babysitter after that. I started going to the movies. They'd give me $5. It was a $1 theater. Sometimes they'd have more than one movie playing, so I'd stay there all day, spend $1, go to each movie, maybe sometimes twice, and then spend the rest of the $5 on either a drink or video games.
Build up and then bring it back down. You see what I'm saying? Like build up to the death.
Okay.
Or to your being passed out or choked out, and then bring it down because you're passing out. Let's do another one.
Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Do you want it louder or?
No. I like it.
So I've been playing music since I was 13. I've started playing guitar, moved on to piano later on in life, and played in different bands around Houston and did a few tours and started scoring films about 10 years ago. John Carpenter's always been a big influence on me. I got to see him play live here in Houston once at the Day for Night concert, and I saw him at a party once, and he was standing probably like 5 feet away from me, and I just couldn't go talk to him. Everybody's, go talk to him, and it was not gonna happen. And then the next morning I see him outside smoking a cigarette next to the pool, and I'm talking to my friend, I look out the window at the hotel, and there he is at the pool smoking a cigarette, and he's like, see, if you smoked, you can go out and ask him for a light. And I was like, man, I can't even talk to John Carpenter. What am I gonna say? Hey man, I like your music. No, I love your movies. I mean, he already knows that. He's John Carpenter.
Kind of quiet, man. Not one of those freaks, are you? Got a lot of those out here at night.
So I got involved with Halloween night when Salazar contacted me about doing sound on set, but at the time I couldn't do it because I already had another gig. So I told him I'd love to maybe score it or do Foley, sound design, and he got back to me and I got the gig.
Yeah.
As time went on, the movie was being made. Zach would contact me here and there and let me know that everything was going well, and I started writing songs for it. But ended up getting a gig in the middle of writing the song, so I had to go away for a few weeks on a Christmas movie because I was the sound guy. And I was gonna try to write some songs while I was there, but we ended up shooting usually 12-hour, sometimes 16-hour days. That really put a little hold on things for a little while. When I got back, I actually met JP. We had been talking for a while about the music and about just the underlying theme and how the feel of everything should go.
Fuck this shit. Ah! Sam! I think I need to let out another Sam.
There.
Yeah, because I was like trying to time it. I can tell. Like I was like, Sam.
Yeah.
I think it needs to be more like a Sam. Like
Yeah.
more just
I
boom.
agree. I agree.
Right.
Because you're trying to get attention.
Yeah.
The most fun I had working on the movie was the ADR sessions. We had Sandra GRONBERG come over last minute. It was Monday and the movie was released that next Friday.
Shit!
And she had to redo all her screams and dialogue in the chase scene and the babysitter scene. Anthony and his boys came over. They were great. They came in to do the lines at the beginning of the movie, and they just had so much fun. Working with kids is fun. They're a little demanding sometimes because they want to do other things like grab the microphone off of them and talk in it.
Hey, Dad, come look at this. Yeah. Dad, come check this out.
I was showing them how the process worked. I explained to them what this mic does. They don't. The first thing they do is always grab their microphone. I'm not going to do it now, but they grab their microphone and they try to talk right into it.
Like this funeral I went to, all his family.
But they had a lot of fun. I mean, besides wanting to play the guitars, and which I would love them to play guitars. They can touch anything in my house. I love that. Anybody that wants to play a guitar or musical instrument at my house is purely welcome.
Cool. Maybe you don't have to do that. You can just look straight up. You'll hear it.
Around it?
Believe me. It's a really good one.
Hey, Dad, come look at this. Yeah. Dad, come check this out.
Cool.
That was good.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good one.
Dad's right here drinking coffee.
All right, since we got 2 more tracks, let's go ahead and do one
And
more.
I think 2 or 3 takes in, they really understood what they were doing and got it down. Just, it was perfect.
Hey, Dad, come look at this. Yeah. Dad, come check this out.
Oh, that sounds great.
Dude, that's
That
perfect.
sounds great.
Mix them together real quick. Dude, you want another one? You killed it.
Nice.
I played it back right away and synced it up so they could see what they were doing. And when they were like, oh, that's how I sound, I mean, their face just lit up. And it's just fun. I don't know, it's very rewarding to see a kid's face like light up.
I think someone's still dying in there. Good job.
4 years ago. There you go.
Now it feels like my hands are
So another ADR session that was a lot of fun was when Michael and ERIN came over, and they live in New York now, so they had to come down and we had to get that pretty quick. They were just pros. They killed it. It's like they practiced it before they got there.
Yeah.
They knew their lines. They hit every beat. Maybe by the second take, everything was like just falling into place, and they were a lot of fun to hang out with.
Ronnie, come on.
Michael is he's a lot like JP. He's very detail oriented. So he wanted to make sure that everything he was saying and everything that ERIN was saying also was just had the same feel. Like I said, it's hard to have that feeling when you're in a room that wasn't on, you're not in that set anymore. You're just in a room with some headphones on talking to a microphone. And it's awkward sometimes when you're not on set and you're not playing that character, and now you have to be that character you were maybe a year ago. To find that character again is a lot of work, and they did great.
Ronnie, come on! Let's go! We're gonna be late!
We even had a few lines we made up so that it would kind of blend in with Michael walking up on Michael Tula.
All right, give me like 10 more minutes, I'll be ready. Alright, I'm gonna shower real quick too. Don't worry. She knows we're gonna be a little late. You can blame it on me this time. Don't worry about it. Hey man, what the fuck?
I don't want to ask you again, please.
I don't want to ask you again, please.
It's really hard to do ADR and feel like you're in that moment because you're here you are sitting in my living room watching a TV and trying to feel that moment that you did on set.
Hello? You've got 2 trick-or-treaters out here. Guys, I think
This is going to be our last house. Go with Mom.
Go with Mom. It's good. I think it's the best one.
And also, AINURA came over, and she did her lines throughout. I mean, we had so many lines throughout the movie that she had to fill, and the ending was probably the most complex because she's screaming and crying, and it's a very emotional scene.
No worries.
Right?
I know.
It was really kind of pressing to get her to that spot. It's really hard to do ADR and feel like you're in that moment. But by the end of it, she was screaming and literally crying for real. She got so emotional that after the take, she was still crying, and I kept that rolling because I knew I could use that later at the end of the scene. And I was like, JP was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "We're still rolling. We're still rolling. I want to get this." And he knew right away what I was doing. And she sat on the couch and she cried because she really was in that emotional state. And I think we were all in that emotional state by that time because it's a lot of work. You don't sleep much. You're trying to get it done. And JP was really, really on about this deadline. We're putting this out on the 13th. I told everyone we're putting it out. It's going to be out.
Come on, let's go. Wrap it up.
We were also going to have a theatrical release the day before the YouTube release. But because of COVID, everything got canceled, but we were ready to go. We even stayed up like all night trying to get it ready for the theater. Did a few tests at the theater, and it just didn't happen. But JP and I really worked hard those last 2 weeks. So hard that we even had a little breakdown ourselves.
I love you too. I'll call you when I'm on the way.
I don't know if it was the tiredness, but we had to hug it out a couple of times because we were proud of what we were doing, but also the work was just so demanding. But we got it done and we put it out as quick as we could. Of course, we had a little trouble with YouTube that day, but it ended up coming out that weekend, and we were very proud of it.
You know what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Come on, Sam. Come on, Sam, pick up, pick up, pick up! Damn it! Come on, Sam. It actually,
That was pretty good.
The Sam might, come on, like, damn it. Or,
The damn it and everything was pretty
yeah, I think that works. Damn it! Come on, Sam.
Ready?
Yeah.
Let's just do it one more time. Okay. I just like had that. Never know.
JP, he was just really easy to work with. He worked hard. He worked long hours. He stayed up with me, sometimes 24 hours a day, just making sure that everything was where it needed to be.
Playback? You want to hear playback?
Yeah, or do we need to do more?
No.
Should we stay in rhythm?
Yeah, let's just stay in rhythm.
Stay in rhythm? Okay.
We'll listen to the last two.
Okay.
because I think you can do one more.
Okay, what do you want? You want different?
I want at the end there more like.
Can you kind of do it so I can?
Like a.
Well, we kind of lived together for an entire week or two. We were having lunch at 3 o'clock in the morning. He would go home at like 5 and come back at 10 maybe sometimes. And he has a family, you know, and so he had to go home and see his family.
Babe? You home?
We would stay up for 24 hours just mixing and doing Foley. I had him doing Foley, I had him wrestling towels. I had him put the Michael Myers mask on and do the breathing, so all that breathing you hear is JP. When he's fighting, when he's just walking, if you hear him grunt or breathe or anything, that's all JP doing that in the mask.
Hey, Nancy, everything okay? Nancy?
Last minute, we were listening to the score and realizing that what was already in there with John Carpenter's music was just fit perfectly. And it's really hard to emulate that. It's really hard to find that theme when the score is already in the movie and it's kind of cut to that. So I went in and I tried to fill those in with just ambient sounds or another song or just something to bind those songs together or bind the scenes together.
Are you kidding? Look at all this candy. Wow.
Thank you, Tracey.
Sleep tight, little guy.
And I wasn't sure if I was getting there. I wasn't sure if it was what JP wanted, because the score, when you already have a score in the movie and it's John Carpenter, it's really hard to go, oh, you know, I can do something better. I mean, it's just not something you want to even try, because that music and movie is so iconic that everyone knows those songs. So when you're trying to do that, you're just pretty much trying to copy his style, and it's a challenge. But at the end of the movie where we were watching it, and I already had some of my Foley, and I think I'd already maybe spent 2 weeks kind of doing a mix, just a little rough mix to see what he thought. And he's at my house and we're watching the movie, and at the end, which you'll see in the movie, as they're walking out the door, I wrote a piece that ends the film, and at the end of that he just stood up and like put his hands in the air and screamed, and I was like, is that a good thing? I'm not sure what, I don't know. And then he's like, that's it, that's what I want, that's the ending. We went through the whole movie, and it took him the ending to stand up and go, that's it, that's what we want. And it just felt good. And like I said, he was super easy to work with. He really challenged me, because he really pays attention to detail. And I do too, but when you have someone that has your back and you know it, you really trust them. So I really trusted him to give me the advice, you know, like, make sure that you have this sound here, and this doesn't really cut together, and you need that backup sometimes, because it might sound good to you because you're working on it nonstop, you know, and you can hear it over and over and over and you get used to it. But when someone else, especially the guy who's directing the movie, hears the movie, you want to make sure that that's what he wants.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so great. Oh.
And for a while there, I was like, what am I doing? Is this even working?
Of course.
He really challenged me, but also like he he gave me the confidence to like make sure that I was doing the right job.
You're just too nice, John. Shut up.
I guess I think that's just part of being an artist. Even if you're doing sound or, I mean, I paint, I play music, and I direct music videos, but as an artist, you always have that doubt. You always, no matter what, because you just want it to be the best you can. And especially if you're working for someone else, you want it to be what they want, and you can't get in their head. You can only think, well, I think this is what he wants, let me try this, and if it works, it works. I was a little hesitant to do it at first because I've seen so many fan films and they look like they're shot with their mom's phone from the 90s. The sound quality is always not up to par, so it's really fun to see someone work so hard and put so much time into a fan film and just really like make it work. It feels like a Carpenter movie and it looks like a Carpenter movie, and I was very surprised when I saw the first cut. But I mean, I loved it. I loved working on it. I mean, making the music was a lot of fun. I stay up late at night and just kind of freak myself out making it, but it was great. What I was surprised about the most about the movie is the built-in fan base.
Me too.
What's that? It's just because you're used to all that modern CGI bullshit.
Sorry about that.
I had no idea that people were even looking forward to it. When I was working on it, I was just working on a film. I was just trying to do my best. And I had no idea that people were waiting for this until I started working with JP right next to him. He would tell me that this person just wrote him or this person just wrote him, and they're just waiting for it to come out.
Are you serious?
Can you imagine?
I go to all kinds of horror conventions. I've been to Fangora, Texas Frightmare, all the conventions that I can go to. And I know there's this fan base out there, but I didn't know there was such a fan base for fan films. When I first saw the first weekend's views, it was surprising. It was very, I don't know, it humbled me. It humbled me because I went into it thinking, why are we doing a fan film, and came out excited about doing it and what we have done.
John, this could be the one.
I don't know if JP's going to do another fan film. He really cares about what he's doing. And I think that was the biggest part that made me want to work so hard on this, because JP really loves the details in a movie. When he came in there and we started working, I mean, he jumped right in. He had so many ideas, made sure that everything was in sync, and I would work with him on anything, really. If it's a fan film or a feature or a short film or whatever he wanted to do, because I trust him. I trust him now. And he was just always there and gave 100%. And when someone stays up with me 24 hours working and they're next to me the whole time, I mean, I see it in his face. He was tired. You know, I mean, he was tired just as much as I was, but it was great. I mean, it was a great experience, and I'd work with him on anything.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Shut! Fuck this shit. Bah! Sam! 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 Let's get the fuck out of here. Shit! Fuck. Go upstairs. Go upstairs and hide. Go upstairs and hide now! Motherfucker. Bah! I'm about to faint.
That was really good.
Oh, God.
That's it. That's a good.
Wow.
That was really good.
That was really good. That might be the keeper. See, that's what I said. Let's just keep going till
See,
pass out.
This is why Dwayne is the man, because he has Topo Chico fresh on tap.
That's a minute scene right there.
If they asked me to do a sequel, I'd be right there, and I'd be on set. I would love to be the sound guy on it this time. How's my teeth? My hair good? Am I red? Am I sweaty? Am I shiny?